Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is USA Global TV and Radio, where we continue to expand our worldwide platform. We are on E360 TV. We are live streaming on Amazon Fire and Roku worldwide, in addition to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Our show today is a woman's prerogative, and our topic is countries I have visited and what I've learned about their culture. Interesting topic. Joining me are our full-time panelists, Caroline HEWARD and Dr. Madalene Chan. Let's welcome them, joining us from the United Kingdom. Hello, welcome. How are you?
Hi, hello. Hello, everyone.
It's good to see you both, and we give a big warm hello to our other full-time member, Mariska in New Zealand. It's too early there for her to join us, and also our guest panelist, Dr. Justina MUTALE, who is traveling. So, ladies, good to see you again. And as I mentioned, we've got some brand new platforms, some new people who are watching us. Please give a brief overview of how you can help them. They've never met you before. You're in an elevator. Boom. How can you help them? Caroline, what do you have to say?
Thank you, Dr. Jacqueline. I help people bust their stress, whether it's physical ache and pain, whether it's emotional, sadness, loneliness, heartache, whether you're complaining about that relationship, whether you're suffering from a recent bereavement, whatever it is that you're complaining about. Some people say, I'm not stressed. And the stress is manifesting in whatever they're complaining about, the physical ache and pain, emotional, physical, or behavioral. And I help you break through the repeating pattern that creates that symptom. whether it's physical, emotional, mental behavior, whether you're complaining about that relationship, that you're not sleeping, that you've got that permanent headache, that you've got that stomach upset, whatever it is, I will identify the root cause through a really simple process using root cause therapy and chakra psychology. I work with energy healing and breath work, and I look forward to busting your stress. I have an incredible offer on at the moment for a 1 hour introductory session looking at 3 to 4 symptoms at only £50, which is British pounds sterling. It's a steal, and I look forward to helping you bust your stress.
Woo! It was such a great deal that you were stumbling over the words. You're like 50 pounds. It's hard to believe. Excellent, excellent. And you can also see Caroline here on the Listening Mentor Show the first and last Friday of every month. So do join us. Dr. Madalene Chan, so good to have you in the house. Tell us a little bit about the value you can bring to our new lookers, watchers, viewers, and listeners.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. All I can say is I am an absolute lover of creative hearts, even people that are awakening to their passion, their purpose, and their belief. I believe in this life that we need to do things that make us happy, that make us feel complete. And it's a key to bring in our own happiness. And how we do that is I can help you connect to your creative heart genius. Also, adding to that, I've written a book, collaborated with the beautiful Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, where we have this book, Creative Hearts Awakening. We're on our second book at the moment. And basically what it's about is that people who have awoken to their passion and their purpose and their creativity and what message they want to bring to the world and how they awoke to their creativity. So we're here. This is a big movement, a new movement, and it's going to grow and evolve. So we want to encourage anyone to come along and be part of the second book, Creative Hearts Awakening, because it's through creativity that we work with the creator to co-create as part of the collective human consciousness. And that's what I do. I love being creative and helping people to connect to their creative genius, because then you'll be happy. That's what I do.
Thank you, Dr. Chan. Lots of creativity flowing from you today. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about traveling and countries you visited. So before we go into what you've learned, just start throwing out names of any countries that you've gone. Let's just go real fast. France.
I've been to Istanbul.
All right, next.
Thailand.
Ooh, Spain.
Oh, yes, I've been to Spain too. The oranges.
Spain.
Been
okay.
To, what's Paris?
Italy.
Finland.
Canary Islands. I don't know if that's how you would classify that, but.
Switzerland.
Hungary.
All right, let's stop there and let's start to talk about a little bit the travel that you've done. Has it mostly been for professional, for business reasons, or was it more you just decided you needed a vacation, had to get out? Caroline?
Both. From the perspective of business, I belong to an organization called Junior Chamber, which is worldwide, and we had twinnings with other countries. So when I went to Hungary, that was part of the twinning. So it had a business element as well as learning about the culture, business meetings, as well as the social and the parties. So it was very much a combination of both, but that was because the organization was set up that way as well. And then I've gone on vacation. I actually forgot to mention Egypt was the honeymoon, which was hot.
Dr. Chan went there as well.
Yes, I did. Yes. Egypt. Oh, sorry, Caroline. You want to carry on? Okay, well, yeah, I did JACALYN, yeah, for Egypt. It was in 2022, and it was for the celebration of Kool and the Gang, which they did their concert in front of the Pyramid Giza at the Kundalini Club. So that was a big, lavish dinner and private concert, and it was phenomenal. It really was an amazing experience, and I helped out backstage. And I helped Ladiva, who was a support act for Kool and the Gang. She's a boogie woogie pianist. She's amazing, actually. So I was there to help her. And and there was a situation where Robert Kool lost his shoes. Can you imagine? He loves his shoes to perform, and he lost his shoes. And I kept saying to him, I kept saying, oh, he's got to remain calm. But he was getting so fixated about these shoes. He looked at Ladiva's shoes and he went, oh, they're so nice shoes. They're really nice shoes. And I said, you're thinking about your shoes. So then what happened then is that I said to the universe, I need to calm Robert Kool, who is the main guy of Kool and the Gang. I have to try and relax him, and I couldn't get near him. And then it came along where he came back from the pyramids, visiting the pyramids that day. I was at the elevator, and there he was. And I said to him, you know what, Robert? I said, I understand that you're really stressed about not having those shoes. But remember, people are not there to see your shoes. People are there for your music, for your vibration, for your energy. You need to tune in to that. Remember how you were when you first went on stage as Kool and the Gang, how you were received. You need to tune into that energy. And he looked at me and he said, thank you. He said, I got so in thinking about my shoes, how expensive they were and how wonderful they look on stage, I forgot about the music. I forgot the simple things, the reason why he's there at the pyramid. And then later on in the day, his shoes turned up because he calmed. So, yeah, it was,
Wow.
sorry. I just to share that story.
It's quite a shoe story. I love it. We do have someone watching from Uganda. Hello, nice to have you with us, King Bubbly Rogers.
Hello.
Good to have you with us. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about some of the travels that we've had. I know my thrilling trip was when I got divorced so long ago, 1999. I took myself to Paris for 10 days. It was unbelievable. I went alone. I stayed at the Ritz, and I had a great time. I wish I had the money back today, but it's a trip that was once in a lifetime. It was amazing. And what I realized was that you can be alone and travel. I don't know how things are today, but back then, 25 years ago. And I remember there was a riot that was going on in Paris, and people had, I forget what they're called, tear gas. They were throwing these tear gas cans, and the police roll over with their shield. So I still had to be careful, but I was going out everywhere by myself, and I met a number of people, and it was fun.
Wow, that's brave. I've not done that, traveling on my own, and I've got to pluck up the courage to do that because I have this nervousness of being, you know, sort of a woman and carrying bags and, you know, just not feeling so secure. But, you know, if I did do it, I'd find a group of travelers to do something with rather than being specifically only on my own. That's very brave. And I've done a lot of my holidays in groups, people that I know really well through organizations as well as with people. But yes, that's really, really brave.
Well, Caroline, when you were in corporate, I know you've been here in Florida in the States, but did you always travel with other people, or did you ever go by yourself and then meet other people?
Yeah, I traveled by myself, but always met other people. I was always in the country. I was always in. Oh, I forgot the States. Of course, I've been to Florida, Daytona, regularly the Bahamas. I forgot about that. That's really. I spent a lot of time in the States, but it's been it wasn't about holiday. It was more about me, sort of exploring my own consciousness. And so it was a holiday because I came back as a new person, but not in the holiday respect of what other people would consider a holiday. It was like a working holiday, but I would come back as a new me, all cleaned up and sparkling clean. But yes, it was never to do everything on my own. It was always to travel and meet other people.
Thanks for sharing that. We're going to go over to Dr. Chan, but I wanted to mention that I went back to Paris with a girlfriend. And when I compared the two trips, when I was by myself, I could do whatever I want. I went wherever I wanted to go when I wanted to go. And when I was with my girlfriend, I had to wait. Well, she did this and she did that. And then we had to come to an agreement. And I remember she was drying her hair. It was like 2 hours with the hair. And I thought, oh, I wish I was by myself. I mean, I love her still, but there are differences when you travel by yourself than when you're with other people. And I don't know. I know you mentioned groups, and I know a number of my family members are really big advocates about group tours and doing things together, but I still would rather go by myself. How about you, Dr. Chan?
Well, first of all, Dr. JACALYN, I want to congratulate you for going to travel to a country by yourself without knowing anyone. I mean, that really is brave. I've never done that. I've always
There's
had
still time.
a contact over on the other side or to meet me. I've never actually, even for London, traveling in London, I had somebody on the other side to meet me. So I haven't actually experienced it. I find it amazing. In fact, I'm like, on your own? Wow.
Yeah, no one to answer to. I mean, if something were to happen, but that's I'm just saying in the entire big picture of life. I mean, if it's your time to go, it's your time. But the chances of something happening are so small compared to the benefits of just being carefree and just doing whatever you want. There's nobody to check in with. Where were you? What time are we going to dinner? I want to go to sleep now. Blah, 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 blah. There's none of that. How much money did you spend on that? Yeah, no. So
can I ask Dr. JACALYN, in the way that you went to Paris, which is a city, would you go to somewhere where it's more desolate? Like
no.
You stay in a desert or a tropical forest by yourself?
The answer is you don't even go on. No, the answer is no. Is it a resort? If it's not, it's a no. I'm not going into the jungle. I'm not going into the wilderness. I'm not going to the rainforest. No, I want to learn about it, but I'm not going there. On vacation by myself. Let me say that.
I totally resonate with you as well. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it at all. In groups, yeah, but not by myself.
No. So when you are traveling, are you a curious traveler? Are you interested in seeing the sights and understanding the history? Do you want to go off the main road and have food at places that the tourists don't know about? Or are you interested in going to prime time where everybody goes?
That's exactly what I do. I'm a see-do traveler. So if I do something, and so for my honeymoon, for instance, which was back in 2000, so 25 years ago, this 25 is coming up a little bit, isn't it? So I planned the itinerary, and we landed in the scorching hot weather in the middle of July, and it was absolutely steaming, and I'm not great in the sun. I burn, I get prickle heat. So all the trips were really early in the morning. And one of the trips we went on was to a different island. And I think it was Abu Simbel or something like that. It was somewhere far out that we had to get a flight to. And we touched down at 6 a.m, and it was 100 degrees. And it was just unbelievable. And people were in the group, they were commenting about the fact that considering it was a honeymoon, we got a very packed and rigid schedule of all these site tours, these temples, and it was wonderful, and I don't think I could have just like lazed by the pool. And I was really, really interested. I just didn't realize how hot it was going to be. But it was, an incredible honeymoon because we did so much. We didn't have time for that lag of, sort of just staying in bed kind of thing. We're very much a see do.
Going to elaborate on that?
Well, I'll skip over very quickly.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Well, I think a honeymoon is different also because you just had this incredible once in a, well, let's not even say once, that's kind of crazy, especially here in South Florida. It's like, oh, 4 or 5, it doesn't even matter. But that special connection with someone that you've made a commitment to be with each other, and then you're going somewhere exotic or fun or whatever to just commemorate it, as opposed to you traveling by yourself somewhere. Wouldn't you agree?
It was a cruise, so everything was laid on. You know, it was an all-inclusive cruise where the dinners, the buffet meals. You know, so it was very much, we did everything in the morning in the intense heat, and then we sort of relaxed having dinners and lunches and on the deck. So it wasn't like that we were walking around all of the time, but it was really good. And I would say that was one of the greatest holidays I've done in sea-doo, because that is my thing.
You're a sea-doo girl. I never would have thought that. Interesting. I love it.
Oh yeah,
sea-doo. I've never heard that term, sea-doo.
It's also called wave runners, right?
I've not heard that term.
Sea-doo is the at least here in the States, it's a manufacturer of wave runners.
Oh,
so they're a little, you can get on by yourself or someone else, and then you jump through the waves.
Oh, I see. I can't do that.
Oh, so what are you talking about?
When I'm saying see-do, I'm actually talking about seeing things and doing things.
Oh.
I'm not a pool person.
I have you out on the water doing all these wild jumps.
That's why you had a bit of.
That's why I said, yeah, wow, I'm surprised by that one. By the way, Gaffa is with us watching live. Hi, Gaffa. Nice to have you with us today.
Hey, Gaffa.
Hello. Yeah, so, definitely not that.
Okay, well, at least I'm still good with the intuition then.
Scenery. I as well, scenery, scenic. Yeah, I never thought.
Dr. Chan, are you a water person, a boat person, a cruise person?
Well, I'm not very good in deep water. Cruise, I've never been on a cruise. I've been on like a boat or something to cross a channel, like a mini channel type of thing, but not a big cruise. I haven't been on a honeymoon. I've been on holiday with boyfriends and everything, so I guess that's something. But no, I've yet to experience a honeymoon.
It's not all that's wrapped up to be. No. We were on a honeymoon for 3 weeks. That is a long time.
It is
3 weeks.
Yes, 3 weeks.
Where did you go? 3 weeks.
We went to Hawaii to, I think it was, I don't know. I think it was Maui, but I'm not sure.
Oh,
so long ago, 25 years ago.
Hawaii.
Where would you like to go?
I'd like to go to Hawaii. I would really
Any particular island?
No, just Hawaii. I haven't really made a lot of research.
What makes you want to go there?
Because of the Maori people, and because it's very beautiful flowers and vegetation, and the people there very, I don't know much about it, but they're very music orientated as well. And just, I mean, I don't know what the Hawaiian food is, the culture, but I don't know. I would like to go. I mean, I watched Elvis Presley, Blue Hawaii, and it looks a really nice place.
Okay, I appreciate those reasons. Madeline, where would you like to go?
Well, I've got quite a few places I'd like to go. I'd like to go to Machu Picchu, because reading about it in the Celestine Prophecy, and then I've had a few friends go, it sounds amazing, and it's really a spiritual exploration. I'd like to go to the Holy Lands. I know that's just not a possibility right now, and hasn't been. It's very rarely a possibility, but I'd love to visit the Holy Lands, and that's just something in terms of a spiritual journey for me. And I'd love to go to Bali, because a lot of my friends have been doing, living there, doing workshops and all sorts of things. And it just sounds like an incredible place. So it's all about my spiritual journey rather than the common reasons for going on holiday. It's more of an internal, but actually being in an environment where you're able to not be Western, you know, out of the mind and be out of the busyness of the Western world and in that Eastern type of beingness and living and philosophy.
Sounds
It's very
beautiful.
interesting you saying that, Caroline. Sorry, Dr. Jacalyn, because I've been to Israel. I went to Israel, to Tel Aviv, and I travelled to River Jordan and the Holy Land. Went to the Wailing Wall, and also to the Holy Land, Jerusalem. They have this big wall around it, and all the religions of the world are all contained on this big hill with this big wall, and they're all at peace with each other. It's incredible. But as soon as they come out that wall, come out of the gates, they're fighting each other again. It's crazy.
The Wailing Wall is a really huge thing. And I know it sounds like a bit of a far out thing, you know, to want to do, and it's the experience and how it makes you feel. And one of the reasons that I was looking at it and wanting to do those kind of things is I went to Istanbul for about, I think it was about 5-6 days with Junior Chamber, and it was a twinning event. So we ate with the locals what they did, and we did local things. So we was not being a tourist per se. We were actually experiencing and living with the locals through the organization. And what I remember, which made me feel incredible, was I was awakened by this incredible chanting, prayers, and it just made me feel incredible. I didn't know what they were saying, and it was just it was all around, it was everywhere, and the whole vibration of it just made me feel incredible. And I wasn't actually doing any chanting at that time, and I hadn't really got into stress management work at that point that I now do. And so that was something that I experienced that didn't really know much about, but I wanted to experience more than what I actually had. And that's what's made me, you know, look at the Eastern philosophy and what they do, because it changes the way that you experience yourself.
Yeah,
for sure.
And even the Dead Sea, when you go there, it's so full of salt. Honestly, you cannot sink. You just can't sink at all. You just end up just floating. And it's incredible because people go there to have beauty, you know, the Dead Sea, the masks and the salt and everything. It's an incredible country, but even when I was there, they were still doing practices of, in their houses, they've got like underground shelters because there was a lot of stuff going on. And that was pretty a bit scary, actually, to be honest.
How long ago was that?
Sorry.
How long ago was that?
Oh God, that was when I was in Malta, so about 7 years ago, 8 years ago, when I was there. But and I travelled with my ex-husband, but it wasn't a honeymoon, and his parents.
Definitely wasn't a honeymoon then.
No. 2 weeks. We did 2 weeks out there on the road. So yeah, and I got to see from a home life, and then from the kibbutz as well. Kibbutz there, which are really famous over there for when communities live on a land and they all help each other. Yeah, it was interesting. And the River Jordan. People were going there to get blessed and get baptized. Sorry.
Baptized, yeah. You want to get dunked or baptized? It's up to you.
I can't believe I said that. Oh.
Well, it is a gift when you get to travel. I always feel so happy when I get back home. But right now, at this stage in my life, if I were able to go anywhere, it would be to London. But at the moment, I don't really want to go anywhere. And it's good because I'm not. But that will be where I go when I go somewhere.
Oh, that's
There'll
a
be
big
London.
city.
Yeah.
Well, I started teaching all these fitness classes, so I have an obligation to do that. I can't just say, well, I'm not doing that anymore. But at some point, that's where I'll go because there's so many beautiful people like the two of you and the rest of our team members. And I'd really like to get to sit across a table from you as opposed to on a screen. Although I love the screen because if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's something I'd like to share. When I went to Hungary on one of these twinnings, which I really enjoyed, one of the things that was the tradition that they did was the women would strip down to nothing. The British girls didn't. We sort of had our swimsuits or bikinis, and the men stripped down. And we were in these like sort of little shed-like sweat lodges, they called them, and it was all wooden inside. And the women were literally beating our backs with birch tree and birch tree branches, and that was to release all the toxins out of the body. So you got very hot and steamy, really, really hot. And then the next part of the tradition or the culture was to swim around, so to go out in a very cold lake. And in Finland, the weather is cold, very cold there, and the water is absolutely icicle cold, and to literally swim around the jetty. And so you've been very hot and then very cold, and it's to make you feel incredibly amazing. I just put my toe in the water because I thought, that looks pretty cold. I put my toe in the water and I said, there's no way I'm doing that. My toe's cold enough. So I didn't do it, but I had a friend that did. And she mentioned how incredibly refreshing and amazing she felt. I just couldn't do it. My toe was cold enough, and I just thought there's no way I'm going to put my middle bit of my body in there and be that cold. But it was part of the way that they live to look after themselves, to detox. So it was an experience to be with the locals doing what the locals do as a fun and a cultural experience.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. We had somebody on one of our shows. Ben Shai actually brought her. I think her name was Sarah, but she lived, I think, in the rainforest with a tribe. And she actually had a Netflix documentary made as a result of that, which is really kind of cool. I love to hear what other people are doing because I'm not going to be doing it. But what about if you could get a certain sum of money that could be life-changing, and what you had to do was go live in the wilderness by yourself for a certain number of days? So you could get $1 million, £1 million, whatever it is, Dr. Chan or Caroline, if you could go live in the woods and provide for yourself for 1 month, you could do some research about how to pick berries or fish or whatever the case is, how to build shelter. Would you consider doing it? And no, I'm not offering you $1 million to do it, but would you do it, Dr. Chan?
Can I have a camera person with me?
Yeah, there would be cameras set up, but there wouldn't be a person. They would be in your camp, and you would look into them and record. So you would definitely be alone.
Can I have a robot? Can I have a robot with me?
This is not the question. Is could you go into the wilderness and live alone for 30 days for $1 million?
I think I would drive myself absolutely insane.
Is it a yes or no? Yes or no?
You can't have a maybe. Okay.
Then we have to move on to our next contestant.
$1 million. No, I don't think I'd do it. No.
Okay, I don't see it happening, but thanks for thinking about it. Caroline, what about you? Formerly a ski-doo ocean goer, now into the jungle.
Absolutely not. I love my showers. I love my Egyptian cotton duvet. I could not do the woods. I wouldn't even do a festival because of the mud and the rain here. So, I like to be comfortable. You know, I like my creature comforts. I like the warmth. I like my little blankets. And I like, you know, to feel safe. You know, if you're in the forest, there's going to be all those creepers, you know, those spiders that are huge and snakes, and that's just a definite no. I don't even have to think about it.
So even though the potential of having the ability to change your life, and it's just 30 days, it's not going to be a year, it's not going to be 6 months, it's just 30 days. The answer is definitely no.
Absolutely. I know some people, some of my friends would, they would lap it up, but I couldn't. You know, every time I walked somewhere and there was a big spider or a big snake, it's not living. I would be in fear of my life.
And by the way, for your friends who would want to do it, we wouldn't want them. We would just want the people who don't want to do it, because they're the ones that would be the most interesting to watch.
I wouldn't even watch Celebrity Big Brother, where they're always in the jungle. Some of the things that they do, it's just like mind blowing. I mean, I've seen like little snippets, and I've just thought, definitely not. It doesn't make me feel very good at all. You know, it's a definite no.
Well, the one thing you forgot about, didn't even mention, was going to the bathroom. What about that one?
Well, yeah.
Dig a hole.
So nobody here on this panel is willing to take $1 million to live in the wilderness just with cameras by yourself for a month. Right. So if anybody out there watching has $1 million and wants someone to go out into the wilderness, it would not be any of us. Just putting it out there.
Not us. No,
definitely not.
You, Dr. Jacalyn.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, I don't know how to build a shelter. Okay. I don't know anything about building shelters. And then I see, when I've watched Survivor or Alone, these programs, you see the ants are crawling everywhere, and you see the people are covered in bites and rashes, and oh my gosh. No, I'm sorry. The answer is, I mean, I'm still, after all the iguanas that have been taken out, I saw 4 more today, and I thought, really, you're here again? And I'm inside. So I don't even want to go out there. In fact, it's so funny. I've been here 7 months. There's outdoor furniture, and there are 2 chairs, like wicker chairs, that were stuck together. I couldn't get them apart, and I thought, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. 7 months later, it's still there because I don't want to go outside with those creatures. So no, I'm not going to be living out there. No.
Even if you had training, I'm wondering if you went, like, say, on a 10-day course of survival training, would you then consider going then?
10 days of training in the wilderness? Is it at the 4 seasons? Is it? No. The answer is no.
No, I wouldn't.
I think Dr. Chan's thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it, but then I want to go with them. When they go home, I want to just go with them. So I guess that.
Yeah. But, you know, think about it. And this is something from one of the episodes I watched of Survivor, not a paid spokesperson, but they take people who have no experience and put them on, I think it's on Fiji. But the thing is that they send the groups, I think, to the same place over, and it's a group of people, and it is on television. It's not just they're alone out in the wilderness with the cameras by themselves. And people do have some kind of meltdowns because I guess they take their phones and they don't have the creature comforts, and you have to participate in all of the activities. But imagine if you were just by yourself and it's you versus you.
And there's no phone signal. Oh my gosh.
They give you an emergency satellite phone, but if you use the phone, it's either because you are even medical emergency or you want them to airlift you out or send in a boat or something.
No, definitely not.
I could do the mental part. But I don't want to be with the creatures. I'd rather just watch them on National Geographic.
And I'm not a foresty person where I would just like go and pick up berries. I'd probably pick something that was completely wrong.
I'm picturing you, Caroline. I'm picturing you like walking through the jungle with a small basket, picking up.
I would have a little Red Riding Hood basket.
And that's what I'm picturing you, little Red Riding.
Unless if we go more, let's say go quantum, let's say that you can travel to a past life where you were this nomad, where you did survive. So let's say you go back there and get all the traits of it and bring that back here to this life, then maybe that will be different. Because then you
I don't even want to go with Lady Ellen to the Congo in a children's book. I can't go anywhere now. I'm happy where I am. Thank you. But I do respect the people who say, you know what, I will. And by the way, a number of them become celebrities, reality. I forget what they're called, but reality celebrities. And they'll go back because they didn't win. So now they figured it out. And it's almost like they just, and I think any of us could do this if you have the mindset where, okay, I committed to this. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to work it out. Then that's a different story. But if you're already just not going to put yourself there, which we're not. So next subject.
I like my creature comforts too much without the creatures.
Yeah, exactly. It's too much. So we are at the end of our program already, which I can't believe. So it just flew by. We will be having a time change. We're going to be talking a little bit about that. I didn't get to ask you about the rest of the month so that our dear friends Mariska can join us. But we would be able to come back next week at 8 p.m. and then in April at 9 p.m. GMT. All right, beautiful. Please tell our audience, again, our new viewers on Roku, on Amazon Fire, on Instagram, our listeners on the podcast platforms, as well as YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and anywhere else where fine programs are streaming. How can people reach out to you, Caroline?
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. It has been fun. It has flown. You can reach me on nomorestress@live.co.uk, or you can call me. If you're international, +44. If you're local, 07523 120 189. Also, I'm on LinkedIn and Facebook, and you can reach out to me on social media. If I haven't responded on social media, it might be because there's a spam folder in the messages on social media, which I've only just discovered. So if I don't respond back to you timely, then please drop an email to me or call, because I really want to help you bust your stress.
Bust your stress, do it now. Dr. Chan.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. Anyone can reach out to me on LinkedIn, which is Dr. Madalene Chan. You can also find me on my website, madalenechan.com. You can connect me on there. And also, don't forget to check out my book, Star Child, here. And there's the link there. And it's about basically what's happening right now, overcoming fear to turn it into love. It's love and darkness and evil and goodness. And it's about discovering our inner child through Star Child. Yeah.
Check out her book. Do it now. Yeah.
Check out the book.
Check out the book. Do it now. All right. Well, that's a wrap for today. Thank you, everyone, for watching on the live or on the replay. Please do tell people about us, USA Global TV and Radio, as we continue to grow. Yay. And if you want to be a guest on any of our shows, go to our website, usaglobaltv.com. All right, we're turning it over to our sponsors for now. We look forward to seeing you again here next week, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. No, is it 7 p.m. next week? What is it? I forget.
Oh.
We still haven't moved to British summertime yet, so we're still GMT.
Yeah, we are.
7 p.m. GMT next week. Okay. We'll see you all then. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Hello, I'm children's author Diane Floyd Bain, and I am co-host for several of the USA Global TV and radio shows. I joined because of the purpose of the USA Global TV and Radio. They provide content for the viewers and listeners, an opportunity for people around the world to have their own show or even be a guest on an existing show. We truly believe in helping others get their positive message out to the world. We also have the opportunity for the listeners. You can watch on several platforms, and on YouTube, you can ask questions and even give a comment. We absolutely love it. I love being part of the USA Global TV and Radio because I love positive messages. And who doesn't? And we need more of that in the world. We are a family, and we hope you will join us and become part of the family too.
Hello everyone, I'm Simon MacDonald. I live in the West Highlands of Scotland, a very beautiful part of the world. Seems a long way from the USA Global TV station, but remember, USA Global TV is worldwide. It's a fantastic platform, and every Wednesday I come along here as part of the show of the United Kingdom News and Culture, and it's just like a family reunion each time. It's one of these amazing stations that has such a beautiful, friendly and intelligent atmosphere as well. And we reach out to an audience in the most unimaginable places. And I came here, I don't know, must be over a year ago now. I was introduced by Dr. Philip Chan, and I met Ian Plum-Turner and Helena Chard, who are co-presenters on the show, and then Diane Floyd-Bem came along as well. And I mean, you know, the five of us, Dr. JACALYN, of course, who is our host and our mentor, has just made this show work so well. Tremendous people, lovely time we have, and we impart a lot of information, a lot of knowledge. Nothing's rehearsed. It's all done off the cuff, and it all just gels. And we get great feedback from people coming back and saying how they're enjoying the show. It's lovely to hear, and it's lovely to get that interaction from outside as well. And we're all listeners, and some of us are elevated listeners as well. So we enjoy every second of it, and we hope you do too.
Women of the Caribbean and around the world, are you tired of the status quo? Tired of barely making ends meet? Tired of giving maximum effort for minimum results? Are you in need of change, a fresh start, a new outlook, a new perspective? It's time to break through. Join us along with women from around the world at the Empower Her Escape, a 5-day all-inclusive royal cruise to the Bahamas and Florida. Connect with world leaders and influencers and begin afresh your journey to more. Hear dynamic speakers with sessions on women in leadership, the importance of mentorship, how to start a business from the ground up, financial literacy, an integrated approach to wellness and wholeness, and so much more. Guest speakers include First Lady Anne-Marie Davis of the Bahamas, Her Royal Highness Katerina of Yugoslavia Lady de Silva, Her Royal Highness Queen Sekothali Mepena of South Africa, and Coach Max, Global Multi-Six-Figure Wealth Coach. Cruise packages include 2 nights at an all-exclusive resort, gratuities, taxes, and port fees, red carpet welcome and extravaganza, course materials, and a souvenir gift bag, flight not included. The Empower Her Escape Cruise takes place on May 15th through the 19th, 2024, departing from the port of Palm Beach, Riviera Beach, Florida. Hosts for this life-changing event are Coach Cherish Hollingsworth of Florida and Coach Mercy Gilbert of the UK. For more information, visit our website at www.empowerherroyalescape.com or call us at 954-203-6608 or email us at cherishresiliencecoach@gmail.com. Connect, collaborate, celebrate at the Empower Her Escape Cruise.